Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I publish on Rumble, blogger site, and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and the such, usually I go about on Twitter X. And later today, we will have another Midnight Suns episode. Having a blast playing this game. I'm still managing to publish one episode per day, except for Sundays, which is my day off on the channel usually. Yeah, I'm having a blast here. I really do enjoy the mechanics there, and also not only the gameplay mechanics, but also the rest, the interactions with the characters. Very interesting. The social aspects between friendship levels and the buffs and all that jazz. The only nitpick that I have still is the navigation through the Abbey grounds. It's a little bit janky, but serviceable mechanic. Other than that, I'm really enjoying the game there. Yeah, basically, I think that's it. Just a quick reminder, I got all the completed gameplay series here. I also have some tutorial skills. Some of them might be older and might not be applicable to everything. But yeah, it's what I got here from a long time ago. And yeah, basically that's it. How will just a quick reminder. I did manage to claim the Callisto Protocol for free on the Epic Game Store. I've been shouting out there at the later part of the program. Uh, I don't know when I'm going to start doing the gameplay series there. Again, I'm busy with Midnight Suns, and I want to make sure that I have plenty of episodes to keep it publishing one per day. And then I will, if not after Midnight Suns, maybe by the tail end of the Midnight Suns gameplay series, I will introduce Callisto Protocol. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I already claim it, download it, already been doing some testing, and I think I could, with my rig, I can achieve around 120 frames per second with everything maxed out except for ray tracing stuff there. Usually I don't use that. But I need to make sure I have to do some gameplay itself. I just use the benchmark tool. I want to make some gameplay testing to see how it fares regarding the if everything is smoothed out in terms of the settings there. But yeah, let's get started. Just a quick shout out here to Rurikhan, a fellow Portuguese content creator. He went to Gamescom and he tested out and played a lot with Monster Hunter Wilds. He did also some interviews to uh, creative director, game director, if I think even producer. He is being now editing out and start publishing everything that he experienced there in Gamescom. He is very well knowledgeable regarding Monster Hunter universe. He's been a player since I don't know when, and yeah, he's doing his best, and I'm enjoying his videos regarding Monster Hunter, so I can try to put myself on par with the lore, the kind of getting to know a little bit more certain mechanics. Even though again, I will going in blind with in Monster Hunter Wilds, hopefully. But yeah, I'm enjoying a lot his videos, and I will leave again his channel and this video in specific. I think this is the first one that he goes exploring some new mechanics they are going to be introduced here in Monster Hunter Wilds. In terms of industry news, um, also yesterday, Hardware Unbox did a video because of the mess of the Zen 5 launch and the fact that there was some things that they went back and forth between reviewers and with AMD and the Windows 11 privilege admin accounts there and all these shenanigans. They basically managed to get around and get the update, the 24H2 update. It's an insider version still, so we don't know exactly when this will come out. And they did the testing, and there is some shocking results. But given this new version of the Windows, which is I think they call the um, AMD prediction level something. They did name a specific thing, branch level prediction, branch level, something like that. The thing is, it improves a lot in overall in a lot of cases, in a lot of games, around 10% in on average, which is a lot, as you can see here. But it does also improve not only Zen 5 but also Zen 4. And this is my CPU specifically, the 7700X. Again, this is CPU bottlenecking, so this is 1080p, so it's just bottlenecking on the CPU. But you got a lot of huge leaps in performance in some cases. I'm just going to pull out here, especially on Gears 5 and some Call of Duty and the such, that there is like between 32 to no performance uplift, but there is no, it seems there is no kind of regression in terms of performance. Again, I don't know exactly what it's been doing here. I think it's got some privileged access to the, I don't know, scheduling with the CPU or extract a little bit more performance out of there. They also did on Hardware Unboxed then afterwards, by the end of that video, a comparison with the 14600K, a Core i5, and they see also some uplifts in performance. Kit Guru also supposedly did. I didn't watch their video there. Which is interesting there is the fact that in terms of uplift in terms of performance between Zen 4 and Zen 5, it just gained like 1% faster performance. So instead of being 1% faster on average, it's 2% faster on average between the 9700X and the 7700X. So basically maintains the same kind of uplifts in terms of performance, but it brings this new version of Windows. This update supposedly is going to get us around an average of 10% faster gaming and 1080p in the generation itself. So supposedly when if I play games in 1080p, when I update to this Windows version, I will get more juice out of for free out of the CPU that I have, which is interesting enough. Again, no, nobody kind of knows, at least from Hardware Unboxed, they cannot reach a definitive conclusion what is happening on the background. So that there is this amount of gains just from a Windows update, which is a lot. It would not be strange if we get around like 5% maximum, with an average between 1 to 3%. It was not something abnormal, which is kind of the optimization on the scheduling and all that jazz. But getting an average of 10% faster frames out of this, it's a lot. And in some cases, specifically with Gears and Call of Duties, you get between 30 to 20 something percentage uplift in terms of performance, which is a lot of frames there. But yeah, something that Kit Guru on their review, they speculate that, or they ask the question, why did this update or something, or an update or something like that, did already came out on Windows at the same time with the Zen 5 launch, given that I think on the Steam Deck, if not mistaken, there was again, sorry, I think it was on Steam Deck or something like that. Um, should benefit after all mandated all laptops. Okay, sorry. After all, AMD has mandated all laptops shipping with Strix Point, also featuring Zen 5, include this Windows update. Yeah, because the laptops, it's not Steam Deck. Sorry. The On laptops, this Windows update was forced when the laptops were launched. Again, I don't know what the background, what can be done, being laptops are a completely different segment from DIY. But yeah, there was something that was mandated by AMD for this Windows update to come out of the gate of Zen 5, and this didn't come out on desktops because this is still, this upgrade or update from Windows is still insider one, so it's not something that people will just check the Windows update and it will automatically do the update itself. That's very strange. Again, I don't know if there is some stuff, some shenanigans happening in the background of these companies, but yeah, supposedly we'll get a huge boost, even though between Zen 4 and Zen 5 there is no big difference. So again, the overall consensus is in terms of, if you're going to, if you have older CPUs, again, just update to a Zen 4, it's more than good enough to get uplift in terms of gaming for sure. I do recommend between the 7700X, which is the one that I have, so from personal experience, or if you want the extra juice, the 7800X 3D, it's the top of the tier for gaming CPUs. But then again, always when you upgrading or building a new PC, always take in account your budget in terms of monetary budget, and what are you aiming for in terms of resolution and in terms of frame rates, and then you just build a balanced PC with all these three factors in mind. Um, Instead of just spending all the money in just one component, and then all the PC is completely unbalanced in terms of performance, and you will not get satisfied with that. But yeah, interesting results here in terms of gaming performance, just with a Windows update. So basically, you download performance this time around. In terms of games, we got Ubisoft Toronto. Again, I really enjoyed when it came out years ago. The Splinter Cell franchise, I really do enjoy some stealth games. And the game came out, the first one in 2002. I played, I think, all of them, if not mistaken. I might have missed like one game or so. I remember playing Blacklist, which is the last one, if not mistaken. I think it was the last one, 2014. Again, we didn't see any kind of new games. There is supposedly a remake of the first game, which is very interesting how they can go about it. Um, but yeah, Ubisoft Toronto is the one that is the studio behind the disaster, incoming disaster, Star Wars Outlaws. Supposedly officially comes out August 30th, but there are already reviews out there. They are also working on Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake, and of course Splinter Cell remake. Again, from what I watched, I think I watched something with the Sands of Time remake. I didn't like that much, and we don't have any kind of, at least that I can remember, there is no footage regarding Splinter Cell remake. I think we only had like a teaser, uh, basically just showing the night vision goggles from Sam Fisher, nothing more. But yeah, interestingly enough, there is no official release date, even though it was, when it was teased in 2021. And interesting enough, in next year, or 2 years ago, in 2022, David Grivel, the person who was supposed to be directing this remake, left Ubisoft after 11 years of working there. And again, now it seems to be on the back burner, or at least on pause, because it's been 2 years, no teasers, no nothing, nobody's talking about it. But this outlet PSU, when go about behind the scenes regarding the uh, upcoming disaster Star Wars Outlaw, they did ask for the Splinter Cell remake status there, but basically it remains on stealth mode for now. That's the reply that they got from there. And again, there is no good news there. um, I think it's basically from Ubisoft the only franchise at this moment that I can play, or I feel comfortable playing, because it's a really good one in terms of story. Even though by the end of it, they just butchered a little bit the overarching story between the games. But I think that they were the, this has huge possibilities on the stealth action gaming genre, and the story of the espionage and everything. I think it has um, huge potential here. But again, given that it's on the hands of Ubisoft, I think this is going to be butchered, but hopefully not. But yeah, we don't have anything more regarding Splinter Cell games for the moment being. In terms of Stellar Blade, PC is more than confirmed. I think I already covered this. And supposedly will perform even better than on consoles. Again, this could be perform better in terms of sales and in terms of raw performance there. Again, on high-end desktops, for sure it will perform better than any kind of console, that's for sure. But I think they were, given that this was a quarterly earning kind of calls, I think they are referring to sales. The only thing that I'm concerned regarding this PC port is the fact that it's basically published by PlayStation, and the fact that we might have the same situation on Steam of having the PSN account linkage situation there, which by itself already stifles 180 zones or something like that. And again, to play, you need to link the account where PSN is available on the regions that is available there. This is not good if they're going about that. Again, I don't think they will learn unless they just the sales are tanking. We got the situation with Helldivers too, which is not good. They lost a lot of players, and that decline started with the PSN debacle. A lot of people went away, and the more hardcore players that stayed, they are now getting a little bit frustrated with the lack of content, and I think there has been a lot of nerfs on the weapons there. Again, the community managers on Discord, they are not being helpful because of all the banning of users and all that jazz. Yeah, it's not going well for PlayStation on PC, except for single player games that don't require the PSN account linkage. If not mistaken, those are in a pretty good shape. For example, the older PC ports like God of War and the such that don't require that PSN leakage. I think they are faring well still. A shame that Ghost of Tsushima still has that PSN requirement there. Again, this is a matter of they're trying to artificially boost their members of PlayStation network there. I don't know, to make it themselves look good. But yeah, the fact that yeah, people are not accepting, at least on the PC side of things. I don't think it in the long term. I think they will have to remove that requirement there if they want to sell games, because there will come a time, maybe if they have like a deep sale, like 80% of those PC ports there might be some sales there, but they are not making enough. I don't think they are not making enough money to justify them all the extra work there. But who knows, they should know better than me regarding that. But yeah, it's my only concern regarding Celebrate is the PC port being on Steam and or any kind of other Epic or even GOG. And if it is on GOG, for sure they will not have the PSN requirement there, because GOG doesn't allow games to have the online activation or online unless there is a specific. But I don't think GOG has online multiplayer stuff there. I think it's just it's offline and that's it. No online activation on online connection when playing the game. It's one of those requirements that are always seen on GOG. But again, if it comes to GOG, we are safe. There is no PSN requirements there. That's my take on that. And then we got here to basically almost wrap up here. I should have put this on first. We got some Embracer numbers here. Again, Embracer, this closure of a lot of studios. You see the graph going down since 2022-23. Again, this came the studio closures again, like roundabout numbers. They in terms of game development projects, they cut off 74 games. I think this comparing second quarter 2024 with second quarter 2023, which is already in the downturn. And again, developer headcount, they fired basically almost 4,000 people. Total teamwork headcount less, almost 5,000 people. And in terms of internal studio counts, 48 studio closures there. Again, this comes in the aftermath of the $2 billion. I think it was a Saudi group that was they were doing kind of trying to close a deal of $2 billion there on in terms of investment from this Saudi group, and it was cancelled. I don't know the reasons. I never saw anything regarding why it went south, this deal. But interesting enough, after that, they needed to start cutting expenses, and with that, firing people, closing studios, shutting down projects. And you can see the trend here because they were in a up in a uplift kind of a thing there. They were opening, acquiring studios and the such, maintaining the projects there, or at least trying. But now they are on the cutting board at this moment in time, and I'm not sure if it's going to be in 2000 pre-pandemic levels. Maybe it will stabilize there in pre-pandemic levels because we saw huge growth 2020 upwards. It's been a huge growth, and I think it was unsustainable unless they got that $2 billion injection to maintain everything up and running. At least that's my perception. Even though I never understood why the deal went off. I don't know what happened there, but yeah. And in this Embracer group, there was the Eidos Montreal stuff from Deus Ex, Tomb Raider, the more high-profile kind of uh, projects that were about there, and then again a lot of smaller projects, some indie games, others IPs that were acquired. In the meantime, on the cutting board, there was the Gearbox IPs. I think they were sold for $500 million. I'm not sure. I think it was Gearbox, the Borderlands things there. Embracer sold that to try to maintain some others with the lights on. But yeah, uh, hopefully there will not be more stuff on the cutting board. But I will assume that unfortunately they will only be able to stabilize when they reach around 2020 numbers, because they are basically kind of pre-pandemic numbers. I think it's the stabilizing factor there in terms of expenses and the revenue there. At least that's my perception there, because a lot of projects, as you can see, the a company developing 127 games, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. With counting 140 studios just working on 127 projects, it's a lot of people. But still, 6,000 people in total headcount, around 1,000 people. It's a lot of people, a lot of projects to maintain that those lights on and their projects going. So I'm not sure how they're going to go about it. They have to be very smart on the what they're going to do, because and the games that are going to be launched from them, they have to sell pretty good, at least not go on the deficit side of things, at least make their money back, so that at least they can justify maintaining those studios and those job positions open for another game coming. But yeah, it's not I don't envy Embracer upper management, because they from what I understand, they were really counting on a $2 billion injection there, and it didn't go well. But yeah, last thing is again, Star Wars Outlaws, a lot of reviews coming out. Again, average generally favorable, again from 90%, which is, again, this is from IGN Adria, I don't know, the Games Machine. Again, I think the overall consensus will be around between 6 and 7 out of 10 maximum, because there is been a lot of bugs. The game is not good, doesn't look that good. I think in terms of environment, seems okay, gets the feels of being a very Star Warsy game. When you start looking at the details, let's say, gameplay, stealth mechanics is it's buggy, is a mess buggy. Even conversation dialogues, when you see the details on the characters, it seems like a blurry mess. Very weird looking kind of a things there. Even the combat, it's a little bit broken, to say the least. Again, I watched a couple of reviews in overall. Yeah, it doesn't look that good. It will sell the game, but it will not make the numbers they are expecting or needed to make. That's my expectation or my prediction there. I think it will be an overall, given that we got a lot of hypes here, a lot of bot. I cannot say otherwise. There is a lot of bot reviews here. Again, we got the shenanigans that happened with the previews, the Disney paying for Disney World rights or whatever the parks recreation, spending the nights, doing lightsaber stuff, getting plushies, paying all the expenses for cross all over the world for these influencers to enjoy a good old time just for a preview of a game. And we saw the shenanigans that happened there. And again, this will always reflect on skewed reviews in these kind of outlets. But I think the reviews will be around 6, maximum 7 out of 10s in the independent reviewers, because they will be more focused on getting more detailed information and providing that for the consumer, which is a buggy mess. uh, Again, it could be kind of fixed with some patches, I assume, but yeah, the 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 performance is also very bad on PC. It's not very good. Even putting like a 4090, it destroys the GPUs, even with DLSSs and upscalers and all that jazz on. Yeah, it doesn't look very good. Visually and in terms of gameplay systems, it's very Ubisofty game with some lipstick there to make it sound like it's a Star Wars game. But yeah, even the gameplay mechanics regarding the honor system or something similar to that with the factions, it's a little bit broken. Yeah, it doesn't look good, but it's basically a mem Han Solo game or wannabe Han Solo game there. But yeah, I think the prediction is going to be around 6, maximum 7 out of 10 in terms of average there. But yeah, basically this is it for today. I got some gaming deals here. Got the Callisto Protocol, as I said in the beginning. It's for free until basically the end of the month. Just claim it and play it. We got on Steam. We got the isometric sale. In this case, you got Wastelands 2. This is the director's cut. It's 75% off. And then we got Wasteland 3. I got myself the Colorado edition, which has the playable DLC. We got also the Invincible, 40% off on the base game. There is some bundles here if you want to check any of those. We got also jusant, 35% off. We got Pacific Drive is again on sale, 40% off. Very positive reviews. This I'm very interested in this kind of game. Seems very with a lot of in-depth mechanics, and I'm really curious about this one. We got also the Long Dark, kind of the same vein, kind of survival game there. We got 50% on the base game, and then we got the survival edition 40% off. Um, which again, this one is cheaper, but again, I'm not sure which one is which. I think the Long Dark has both survival. Okay. The survival edition is one mode of the game, and the Long Dark includes that survival mode and Winter Moor, which is the story portion part of the game. There. Okay. Now I get it. Then we got also Planet of Lana, 45% off. We got also Wartales, kind of semi in line with Wasteland and the Jagged Alliance free kind of a game there, 45% off. And then you got also the Mercenaries edition if you want to, or the Pirates edition. I think the Mercenaries edition is the full thing there. And then on GOG we got Plague Tale Innocence, 80% off. Plague Tale Requiem, 60% off. We got Deadlight Director's Cut. This is a very small game. Again, you can go around it 5 hours or so. I remember playing this game. I've got it on Steam, if not mistaken. Um, Very enjoyable. I think I made a series out of this one. Not, I don't recall, but I think I made a series out of this one. Enjoyable game for the price. I think it's well worth it. It's got my stamp of approval for this price for sure. From what I remember, I enjoyed the game there. And then lastly, we got Metro franchise bundle. Again, the trilogy, the Redux version of the first two games, and then Metro Exodus with all the DLC associated there. 80% off. Usually this is the price that it goes for when it goes on sale, and I think it's a good trilogy of shooters if you like that kind of a thing there. And it's on my back burner of series to start off one of these days. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. And yeah, basically this is it for today. I will just wrap up with a plug in my Patreon for extra support as usual. And this extra support is for me to try to get around a better storage solution so I can have backups of the stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day. And I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.